You've heard there's a break-even age for Social Security, somewhere around 78, and the rule handed to you with it is simple. Life past it and waiting wins, die before it, and claiming early wins. That number comes from a real calculation, it's just the wrong one. There isn't a single break-even age, there are three, they're all different, and the one that matters for the biggest version of this decision lands nearly 2 years later than the figure everybody repeats. Here's what's riding on it. Take someone whose full benefit is $2,000 a month. Claiming at 62 instead of 70 changes her total lifetime Social Security by about $125,000 by age 90. Same person, same earnings record, just a different month on the application. This isn't a rare decision either. Of the women who started retirement benefits in 2024, just over 24% claimed at 62. Under 9% waited until 70. Those are Social Security's own award figures. And there's one factor sitting outside the break-even table entirely that, for a married woman, can outweigh everything in it. I'll come back to that. Start with the rules, because the arithmetic falls straight out of them. If you were born in 1960 or later, your full retirement age is 67, not 65. 65 stopped being the full retirement age decades ago. It's the Medicare age now, and the two have nothing to do with each other. Claim before 67 and your benefit is cut by a fixed formula. 0.05% for each of the first 36 months early, then 0.05% for every month beyond that. Going back to 62 is 60 months, 36 at the higher rate, 24 at the lower. Total reduction 30%. Wait past 67 and you earn delayed retirement credits. 0.2% a month, 8% a year, and they stop dead at 70. 3 years of waiting, 24% more. So meet Margaret, born in 1962, full retirement age 67, benefit at 67 of $2,000 a month. At 62, she'd get 70% of that, $1,400. At 70, she'd get 124%, $2,480. Now the crossover between 62 and 67. Claiming at 62, Margaret collects $1,400 a month for 5 years before the version of her who waited collects anything. 5 years is 60 months. 60 times $1,400 is $84,000. That's a head start. From 67 on, the one who waited is ahead by $600 a month. 2,000 minus 1,400. So how long does $600 a month take to claw back 84,000? 84,000 divided by 600 is 140 months. 11 years and 8 months, counted from 67. Age 78 and 8 months. That's the real 62 versus 67 break-even. Now 62 against 70, which is the comparison most people are really weighing. The head start is 8 years, 96 months at $1,400, $134,400, and the monthly gap afterwards is bigger. 2,480 minus 1,400 is 1,080 a month. 134,400 divided by 1,080 is 124 months. 10 years and 4 months past 70. Age 80 and 4 months. And this is the part that catches people. Change Margaret's benefit and none of those dates move. Make her full benefit $1,200 a month instead of $2,000. The break-evens are still 78 and 8 months and 80 and 4 months, identical. The reduction and the credit are percentages, so both sides scale together, and the ratio never changes, which means my benefit's too small to bother waiting isn't an argument the arithmetic supports. The cost of living adjustment doesn't move it either for the same reason. It's applied to all three of those amounts alike. What does move it is a return on the money. Break-even math quietly assumes the early checks sit there doing nothing. If Margaret claimed at 62 and earned roughly 2% a year above inflation on what she banked, that 62 versus 70 crossover slides out to about 82.5. That's the honest counterweight, and most break-even tables leave it out. Now, the factor that isn't in the table at all, say Margaret's husband is the higher earner, with a full benefit of $2,400, claiming at 62 he'd get $1,680, waiting until 70, $2,976. Here's what most people don't know. When one spouse dies, the survivor's benefit equals 100% of the worker's full retirement benefit, plus any delayed retirement credits he earned. Those credits are inherited. If he claimed early, her survivor benefit drops toward what he was actually getting, but never below 82.5% of his full amount, which here is $1,980. So compare assuming she's reached her full retirement age for survivor benefits, just under $2,000 a month if he claimed at 62, just under $3,000 if he waited to 70, roughly $1,000 a month every month for the rest of her life, decided by a choice he made years earlier and never shown on a single-person break-even chart. Which brings us to whose lifespan the table is really about. On Social Security's current life table, a woman of 62 has about 23 more years ahead of her on average. That's to roughly 85. A man the same age has about 20. Both crossover ages we calculated sit below 85. But an average is not a promise, and this is general education, not advice about your situation. If your health is poor or your family history is short, that average is the wrong number for you. If you need the income at 62 to stop drawing down savings, break-even is beside the point. And if you claim early while still working, in 2026 you give up $1 for every $2 you earn above $24,480. Though those withheld benefits aren't lost, they're credited back through a recalculation once you reach full retirement age. So, plainly, 62 stays ahead of 67 until 78 and 8 months, 62 stays ahead of 70 until 80 and 4 months, 67 stays ahead of 70 until 82 and 6 months. Those dates hold whatever the size of your benefit. Whether they favor waiting depends on your health, whether you need the money now, what that money would earn, and if you're the higher earner in a marriage, how long your spouse is likely to live after you. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. If this video gave you something to think about, do one small thing. Subscribe to Retirement Decisions Desk. Every video here unpacks one retirement decision, and subscribing is how you'll never miss the next one. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next video.